Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this video series on transitioning from SolidWorks into Zapworks Studio. My name is Ashwin, and in this video, we'll be looking at Zapworks and how to animate in Zapworks. Let's get right down to it. If you remember in the last video, we had set up this engine in Zapworks, and we still have it here. Nothing has changed. All right. So we know that this already has animations. The animation that we already embedded in it from SolidWorks, right? As you can see here, each of the frames are visible, and we are able to see the whole animation. So in Zapworks, we have something that is known as timelines and controllers. So in order to add a controller, you see this controllers tab right here. You can add a controller. It has a few controllers by default, and we can just let them be. Nothing has to be done with those. We can add a new controller. Click on this plus button and add a new controller. So I'm going to name this controller animation. Animation. There we go. So we have a new controller. And within this controller, in order to control the animation, we need something that we have as a timeline. So let's choose a timeline. Let's say run engine is the name of the timeline. Now the radio button is unchecked. Let's check the radio button, and we find something like this. All right. So here we can define the length of this entire timeline. And since we already know the length of our video, which is 20 seconds, I'm going to put 20,000 milliseconds as the length of my animation. And then, just as you would in SolidWorks, you have to define keyframes. At time 0, I'm going to add a keyframe by going into the Properties tab, Animations, and clicking on this Add. You can change which keyframe you want to add over here. And I'm just going to click Add because I want it from 0 onwards. All right. Okay. So I have my 0 point. And now I am going to go to the end point of this animation by clicking this button right here. And it takes me to the last position on this animation. And to add a keyframe at that location, all I have to do is go to the end of this timeline as well. There we have it. We have the animation right there. When I hit play, I'm going to see that it has animated this entire setup, and I will be able to orbit around it while it's running, see what's going on, and this is how it is. All right, what I can do is this, of course, will stop with the last frame. I'm going to loop this animation so that it keeps on running forever, and I'm going to leave it at that. And that is how you add timelines to an object. Okay. Now, there's one more thing that we need to do before we export this as a animation in virtual reality or augmented reality. We will have to add something that is called as a control. You need to start the video in some way, right? So that's what we're going to do. So let's see. I'm going to go on here and I'm going to type play button. Right. So let's see what we have. I'm going to go to a image and say, let's take a transparent icon, shall we? Yep. Let's use this. I like this. Go in here and save image as, and I'm gonna say as it is. All right. Okay, now let's come back into Zapworks and remember how we dragged and dropped our objects in here. It's the same thing. I have this photo right here and drag and drop it. And I have this as an object here. What I'm going to do is take this object and put it into root. So I have this huge play button right here. Of course, I think I downloaded the wrong image, but that's okay for the purpose of this video. We can just use this. When you are inside a controller, you will not be able to do anything, alter this entire thing. We will have to come back to base. And since we are using this, I will come down and scale this object into 0.2. So that's 20% of the scale. Okay, there we have it. It's to 20% of the object scale. I think we can go with 10%, don't you? 10% works well. And we can alter the position of this object as well. I am going to put it above this object. You'll do well to remember that this is in meters. So you will have to enter in meters, 0.5, let's see. That's weird. Okay. Oh, I was altering it in Z. So let's go back and do this. 0.5. There we go. So I've put this above the object. I'm still going to keep it in the same location as it was. And now we have this button right here. So what we need to do is assign this animation to this button so that when this button is clicked, the animation will start running, right? So this is how we do that. Let's go into this, click, right click on it, you get this menu, hit new script, and we're going to do a pointer down. It automatically opens up a script of this sort. Just to be clear, you do not have to know coding to do this. You can just drag and drop. I'm going to drag this run engine animation and drop it right there and select play. Now that we have that, that's all we have to do. It automatically hits the code for you. And you just have to save this entire file by hitting Control S. I'm going to say animations added and hit commit. There we go. And we are done animating the object that we need. In the next video, I will show you how this works in real world. So what we have learned in this video is how to add a timeline to the object, how to add a controller, and how to add an image that will control this entire thing. In the next video, we'll be looking at how to export this and publish your project onto the Zapworks cloud so that you will be able to view it from anywhere and everywhere. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.